Let's be honest from the start. You don't need 10 grocery lists to make 10 cheap meals. You don't have to go to the store every day if you have a smart strategy. It is much smarter to buy basic products just once, and you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen.
We are going to the store and we are going to get the following ingredients: 1 bag of rice, 1 bag of potatoes, 6 eggs, 1 pack of tortillas, 1 loaf of bread, 1 bag of grated cheese, 1 bag of frozen vegetables, 2 cans of tuna, 2 cans of beans, 1 can of diced tomatoes, 2 onions, mayonnaise or yogurt.
If you don't have basic products like cooking oil, salt, pepper, soy sauce, and paprika, you will have to purchase these ones as well. Of course, you can also just drop by your parents. That is always a smart strategy too. So the first steps towards 10 cheap meals have been taken. Let's move on quickly. For the first meal, use 1 large potato, 2 eggs, and a little onion. Cut the potato into small cubes and fry them in a little oil until golden and soft. Add sliced onion for the last few minutes. Then crack the eggs directly into the pan and cook until the whites are set. That's it. Estimated cost per portion around $1.50 to $2. And we still have plenty of potatoes, eggs, and onion left for later meals.
Now cook some rice, or even better, use rice you cooked earlier and kept in the fridge. Fry a handful of frozen vegetables in a hot pan. Push them aside, scramble 1 egg, then add the cooked rice. Finish with a little soy sauce if you have it. This is one of the easiest ways to turn leftover rice into another full meal. Estimated cost? Around $1.50.
Take 1 tortilla, add some drained beans and a handful of grated cheese to 1/2. Fold it over and cook it in a dry frying pan for about 2 or 3 minutes on each side. The outside becomes crispy and the cheese melts around the beans. Serve it as it is or add a spoonful of yogurt or mayonnaise. Estimated cost? Around $2. And that same bag of cheese will appear in several more meals. Microwave or bake 1 large potato until completely soft. Split it open and add half to 1 can of tuna. Mix the tuna with a little mayonnaise or yogurt, then add pepper and a small amount of grated cheese. Very little preparation, and almost everything came from ingredients we already bought. Estimated cost? Around $2.50. This one is perfect when you want something fast. Toast 2 slices of bread, fry or scramble 2 eggs, and place them on top. Add a little grated cheese while the eggs are still hot so it starts to melt. Season with salt and pepper. Breakfast food? Maybe. But it also works perfectly well as a cheap dinner. Estimated cost? Around $1.50. Now the rice and beans return. Cook a portion of rice and heat some beans with a handful of frozen vegetables. Put everything into a bowl and add a little grated cheese on top. If you have soy sauce, chili sauce, or paprika, use whichever you prefer. The basic ingredients stay the same, but the meal feels completely different from fried rice or a quesadilla. Estimated cost? Around $1.70 to $2. Cook another potato until soft, then cut or crush it into small pieces. Put it into a tortilla with a little grated cheese and some onion. Fold the wrap closed and toast it in a frying pan until both sides are crispy. You can also add an egg if you want something more filling. This is a good example of why buying 1 bag of potatoes and 1 pack of tortillas works so well. Estimated cost? Around $1.50 to $2. Fry a little onion in a saucepan. Add some beans and chopped tomatoes. Season with salt, pepper, and paprika if you have it. Let everything simmer for around 5 minutes. Then spoon the mixture onto toasted bread. Simple, hot, filling, and mostly made from long-lasting cupboard ingredients.
Estimated cost, around $1.50.
Beat 2 eggs and pour them into a frying pan. Add a handful of frozen vegetables and a small amount of grated cheese. Once the egg is cooked, place everything inside a tortilla and roll it up. It's basically an omelet you can eat with one hand. And again, we haven't had to buy a completely new set of ingredients. Estimated cost, around $1.70. For the last meal, combine some cooked rice with chopped tomatoes, a little fried onion, and tuna. Heat everything together for a few minutes until the tomato coats the rice. Season with pepper and, if you have it, paprika or chili sauce. It's extremely simple, but it uses the last major ingredients from our original grocery haul. Estimated cost, around $2 to $2.50. There are many more possibilities for making cheap meals. The most important thing is planning and finding dishes that use the same ingredients. We have already made a start with these 10 meals. Enjoy and give this video a like and subscribe. Thank you for that.